Hi everyone, welcome to your first video for the Sugar Detox group. My name's Courtney. You already saw our welcome video by Amanda and I, and now is your chance to kind of get down and dirty with what we're going to be doing this week. I'm actually doing this a little bit beforehand because I am just finishing up my first Sugar Detox group where I got a lot of this information, and boy was I surprised that how much I learned from it and how many hidden sugars I really was having. So I'm actually doing this on Easter Sunday at work while I'm just trying to finish up things. But what I wanted to go through today is just kind of an introduction, what were our focuses on today, some goals for you guys to get out of the rest of this week, and then also some tips just to get started and just give you an idea of how this week is going to flow. For those of you who have been in our free groups before, pretty similar daily check-ins, that kind of stuff. But first, the whole huge reason why we're doing this group. Sugar kind of sucks. It's super addicting. It really is one of the most addictive substances that we can put in our body. In society today, we talk about drugs, we talk about alcohol. And for this week, for the next 5 days, I want you to think about sugar as one of those addicting substances. I want you to treat it the same way. So our ultimate goal for this group is just for you to identify not only the obvious sugars that you're putting in your body, the pop, the candy, that kind of stuff, but also to identify where you could be having some other sugars in your diet. So the naturally occurring sugars, those in fruit, those in honey, those that are hidden into like bread and yogurt and cottage cheese. We just want you to start being cognizant of where sugars are hidden, and also kind of how much you're getting in a day and how that can affect your body. So why is sugar addicting? One, it's because it is everywhere. It literally is in everything we eat. It not only is in the obvious stuff like I was just saying, but there's those naturally occurring sugars. So before this week, I never knew that, or wasn't paying attention to the fact that my cottage cheese had sugar in it. I wasn't paying attention to the fact that my bread had sugar in it, or the pasta sauce that I was using. So it is everywhere, and we can't really escape it. Another reason why it's addicting, and why we don't really know about it, is because there's over 60 chemical names for sugar. Yes, we will be posting on this a little bit later, but you could just be looking at the label and be like, oh, I don't see sugar, but there's 60 different names for it. Also, once sugar enters the brain, it kind of has that positive reinforcement. It's kind of that feel-good, it activates that feel-good hormone, so then you want more of it, and you want more, and it's kind of like that dopamine receptor thing for those of you that are in the medical field. Sugar is super cheap, it's super easy to get, and so when you're out and busy, because who's not busy, it's easy to just pre-package. It lasts a long time, so it's everywhere in those kind of easy, convenient things, which a lot of times we kind of turn to. So what are our big, huge goals? And I'm going off my lovely outline because you know how ADD I am. What are our goals? Again, just kind of looking at the amount of total sugar that you're putting in your body, not only from the obvious sources, but also from the things that you may not additionally think of. We want you to really dissect your diet and identify where those big lumps of sugar are coming from. We want you to just give us 5 days. It's not like we're going to ask him for 21 days, just 5 days of just really dissecting everything, pulling back the labels on things that you normally wouldn't think of the cottage cheese, of the pasta sauce, of the coffee creamer, that kind of stuff, so that you start learning about hidden sugars, but also where like a lot of naturally occurring sugars are going to be doing it. So how are we going to do it this week? First things first is I want you to document your sugars in a day, and we'll go through this tomorrow as well. Your naturally occurring sugars, but also your added sugars. So start paying attention to both. So those in your fruits and your honeys and all of that good stuff, but also the added ones from the things that I've mentioned. There are a few diets that focus on just getting, that go completely, absolutely no sugar in your diet. So like the Whole30, the ultimate reset that we identify, that is not our goal here. We just want to try to limit the amount of added sugars. You are okay to eat the fruit, limit the honey and whatnot, but the added sugars are what we really want to look at. We're not trying to make anything super duper drastic here. We just want you to identify where your big humps of sugar are and try to get rid of those and make you feel better. My biggest thing for you is keep a food log, either on your phone, on a little piece of paper. Write down every single thing you eat, and then we can go back and calculate the sugars. It's going to really help you find tendencies and kind of trends. Maybe your sugar intake is the most at night, maybe it's in the morning. You can kind of see where you can identify where you're struggling with things, and throughout the group we'll be giving you tips and tricks and alternatives to your satisfying your sweet tooth without all of the added sugar. A few tips just first are watch out for low-fat foods. A lot of times the fat is substituted for either sugar or salt. We'll get into salt other time, but sugar is often that substitute to take out the fat, and as we all know, fats aren't bad, especially if they're healthy. Secondly, if you have tons of sugar in your diet, you may start to feel a little crummy and feel a little weird. You may even start to kind of crave sugar more, but that's natural. Just give us 5 days. It's kind of the hump to get over, to kind of get through that area. It might not be easy. You might feel like complete poop. When I did the 3-day refresh, I felt like poop the second day because I was just getting rid of everything and I was kind of resetting my metabolism. Last tip is, if you know that you have a weakness, you know that you're a pop person, you know that you're into your Pop-Tarts or whatever, instead of trying to focus on everything all at once, just try cutting that out for 5 days. We want to make something that is sustainable for people, not a complete 180 and then you can't do this after a week. So your first challenge for the day is, I want you to go through your cupboards today and look at some of the common stuff that you eat. Cottage cheese, yogurt, what else? Almond milk, pasta sauce. Look at the common things you eat and just start mentally making a note of how much added sugars are in there that are reported on the labels. That's kind of your first step. So in conclusion, give us 5 days. Just 5 days, that's all we're asking. Not 21, not 30, just 5 days. Do your best, because we promise if you cut it out and get over that hump, you'll start to feel better. You'll stop craving the sweets, and ultimately that'll probably get you to your health and fitness goals, in addition to other lifestyle changes. How are we going to do this? Again, we'll have daily posts about your log of how many naturally and artificially occurring sugars you have. Again, this is a super safe place, so feel free to post. These groups work because of you guys, not because of us. So feel free to post what you're eating, how much sugar you got in, whether it's good or bad. If you're poking around on Pinterest or Facebook or finding articles, post it for everyone, because that's how I learned so much in the clean or the sugar detox thing that I had, or group that I was in. So sugar's super addicting. We know, we all struggle with it, but we can totally do this together. So after you've read this, comment below once you've gotten your challenge done, add that in there, and then give us any tip or anything that maybe about yourself. So maybe where you're from, who you are, how you got into this group, and then your story with sugar addiction and your goal for today. So I hope to see you guys throughout the week. Give us 5 days, that's all we need, and then hang in there for daily videos, daily posts with tips and tricks on how to do this. So we will see you tomorrow morning, guys. Bye.